Alaikum everybody, welcome to today's ACT EBRW lesson. Today we are going to learn one of the most important ACT writing topic, boundaries. In the ACT writing, boundaries help us understand how sentences are connected, where punctuation should be used, and how ideas are separated logically. If you master this topic, your ACT writing score can improve significantly. In this lesson, we will learn complete with incomplete thoughts, punctuation rules, comma splices, transition word traps, and ACT strategies. So let's get started. What are boundaries? Now let's understand what boundaries actually are. Boundaries show how ideas and sentences are connected. On the ACT, the test checks whether ideas are complete or incomplete, whether punctuation is correct, and whether sentences are connected logically. Now let's quickly review the main punctuation marks. A period ends a complete sentence. A comma connects smaller ideas or phrases. A semicolon connects two closely related complete sentences. A colon introduces explanation or a list. And a dash adds emphasis or extra information. Now, before learning the rules, we must understand one very important concept. Complete thoughts was incomplete thought. Okay. Complete was incomplete thought. In ACT boundaries questions, everything depends on the question. Can be sentence stands alone. An independent clause is a complete thought. Example, the students finished the test. This sentence has a subject, a verb, and a complete meaning. So it can stand alone. Now let's look at the dependent clause. Because the students finished the test. This is incomplete. This word because creates an unfinished idea. Yes. We expect more information. So remember, if it can stand alone, independent. If it sounds unfinished, dependent. Now let's learn the four main ACT boundaries rules. The four main rules. Rule number 1. When we connect two complex sentences, we use a period, a semicolon, a comma plus FANBOYS. Example, I studied hard but I passed the exam. Both sides are complete sentence. Rule number 2, dependent plus independent. When a dependent clause comes first, we often use a comma. Example, because it was late, we decided to leave. Rule number 3, never join two complete sentences with only a comma. Example, I studied hard, I passed it. This is wrong, this is a comma splice. This error is called the comma splice. Rule number 4. A colon introduces explanation or a list. Example, I need 3 things, time, effort, and focus. Before a colon, the sentence must be complete. I need 3 things. Now let's study each punctuation marks more carefully. Period. Let's start with the easiest punctuation mark, the period. We use a period between two complete sentences. Example, the library was crowded, period. Many students were preparing for the exams. Both ideas are complete. A period shows the thought is finished. Quick ACT tip. If both sides can stand alone, a period is always a safe choice. Now let's move to semicolon. Semicolon is one of the most tested punctuation marks on the ACT. Semicolon is basically equal to period. Structure, independent clause, period, independent clause. For example, the movie was long, semicolon, everyone still enjoyed it. Both sides are complete sentence. That is why the semicolon works. Remember, never use a semicolon if one side is incomplete. Quick ACT trick. If a period works, a semicolon usually works too. Now, let's look at the comma plus FANBOYS. Comma plus fanboys. Another correct way to connect two complete sentences is a comma plus fanboys. Fanboys stands for and nor but or yet. So structure: independent clause, comma fanboys, independent clause. Example: Maria wanted coffee, comma, but the coffee was closed. Both sides are complete. Because we use but, we need a comma before it. Important SAT rule. If fanboys connects two complete sentences, comma is necessary. Now let's talk about one of the biggest SAT mistake. Comma splice. One of the biggest SAT grammar mistake is comma splice. Example: the exam was difficult, many students finished it early. Why is wrong? Because both sides are complete sentences, but they are joined with only a comma. Comma alone cannot two independent clause. How can we fix it? Option 1. Use comma plus fanboys. The exam was difficult, comma, but many students finished it early. Option 2. Use a semicolon. The exam was difficult, semicolon, many students finished it early. Option 3. Use a period. The exam was difficult, period, many students finished it early. Remember this SAT rule. Never join two complete sentences with only a comma. Okay. Colon. A colon introduces explanation, detail, or a list. Structure: independent, colon, explanation, or a list. Example: she brought everything she needed, colon, pencils, snacks, and the water. Before the colon, we have a complete sentence. She brought everything she needed. Another example: there was one problem, nobody studied. Again, the sentence before the colon is complete. Very important SAT rule. Before a colon, the sentence must be complete. Next. Dash. A dash adds emphasis or extra information. Example: the SAT essay once required is now optional. The middle information is extra, once required. Another example: my brother who lives in London will visit next week. Dashes often work like commas or parentheses. SAT sometimes allows commas, dashes, or parentheses for non-essential information. Okay, next, transitions words trap. Many students think transitions words can connect two sentences alone, but that is not true. Common transitions words, however, therefore, moreover, consequently, furthermore, in addition, meanwhile. Wrong example. The test was hard, however, many students passed it. Comma cannot be used before transition word. Never. Correct version. And the test was hard, semicolon. However, comma, many students passed it. Or the test was hard, period. However, colon, many students passed it. Okay. Important SAT reminder. But is fanboys, however, is not. Next, SAT strategy. Here is a simple 4-step strategy for SAT boundary questions. Step 1. Check whether the clauses are complete. Ask yourself, can they stand alone? Step 2. If both are complete, use period, use semicolon, use comma plus fanboys. Step 3. Eliminate comma splice answers. Never accept comma between two complete sentences. Step 4. Check meaning. Check meaning and logic. Grammar must sound logically and clear. Practice question number 1. Choose the correct answer. Sentence: the rain stopped. The players returned to the field. First, check the clauses. The rain stopped. Complete. The players returned to field. Also complete. Now let's check the choices. Choice A, comma alone. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Choice B, and the players returned. Correct. Now we have a comma plus fanboys. Choice C, semicolon plus and unnecessary. Choice D, returning. Incomplete structure. So the correct answer is B. Practice question number 2. Choose the correct answer. The museum opened a new exhibit. Many visitors arrived early. First clause, complete. Second clause, complete. Now notice the word consequently. It is the transition word. Transition word cannot join sentence alone. Correct answer, semicolon plus consequently. So correct answer is B. Remember, transition word does not equal fanboys. Common SAT traps. Trap number 1, comma splice. Wrong, I studied hard, I passed it. Correct, I studied hard, comma, but I passed it. Trap number 2, fragments. Because I was tired. Wrong, correct, because I was tired, comma, I went to bed. Because first sentence is dependent and the second sentence is the independent. Trap number 3, transition mijou. Wrong. The results were amazing, comma, however everyone was surprised. Correct. The results were amazing, semicolon, however, comma, everyone was surprised. Semicolon with incomplete clause. Using a semicolon when one side is incomplete. Wrong. When it rains, semicolon, the game is cancelled. When it rains, comma, the game is cancelled. Mini cheat sheet. Okay. Quick review. Independent clause, independent plus independent with use a period. Independent plus independent semicolon also works. Independent plus independent comma plus fanboys works. Before transition words, use a semicolon or period. Use a colon after a complete sentence. And finally, never join two complete sentences with only a comma. Final practice. Fix the sentence. The SAT requires strong grammar skills, comma, many students forget punctuation rules. Okay, what is the problem? We have a complete sentence plus comma plus complete sentence. So this is a comma splice. Correct version 1. The SAT requires strong grammar skills, comma, but many students forget punctuation rules, comma plus fanboys. Two complete sentences are connected using a fanboys words but. Correct version 2. The SAT requires strong grammar skills, semicolon, many students forget punctuation rules. Explanation. Both sides are complete sentences, a semicolon correctly connects them. Explanation 3. The SAT requires strong grammar skills, period, many students forget punctuation rules. A period is used to separate two complete sentences. This is a period, not comma. On the SAT, sometimes multiple choices are grammatically correct. Your job is to choose the answer that best matches structure, logic, and the style. Conclusion. Let's summarize today's lesson. First, identify complete sentences. Know the difference between independent complete and dependent incomplete clauses. Number 2, match punctuation to structure. Use a period, semicolon, comma plus fanboys, colon, or dash based on the relationship between ideas. Number 3, avoid common errors, comma splices, fragments, unnecessary punctuations. Number 4, use semicolons correctly. Make sure both sides are complete sentence, a semicolon, strong connection. Number 5, practice SAT style questions. The more you practice, the faster and the more accurate you will become. On the acid punctuation follows logic. Logic leads to correct answer. Okay, next. We have acid Tashkent questions. Explanation. We need to read only question related part of the sentence. The Great Salt Desert in Western Asia is an arid desert. For example, it is one of the largest desert in the world. The correct answer here is C. First, we should identify the structure of the sentence. This sentence has two independent clauses. First independent clause, the Great Salt Desert in Western Asia is an arid desert. Second independent clause is that it is one of the largest deserts in the world. Each clause can stand alone as a complete sentence. Because of that, we cannot connect them with only a comma that would create a comma splice. And A, B, D is incorrect because of comma. Only C is correct. The first, for example, is a transitional expression that introduces additional information. Before a transitional expression connecting two independent clauses, we usually use a semicolon. Also, for example, must be followed by a comma. So the correct punctuation is desert. For example, correct answer here is C. Okay, next question. At 1,006 meters, the Fourth Road Bridge in the United Kingdom is one of the longest suspension bridges in the world, but the Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge in Turkey is even longer. The correct answer here is C. Again, this sentence contains two independent clauses. The Fourth Road Bridge in the United Kingdom is one of the longest suspension bridges in the world. This first independent clause. The Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge in Turkey is even longer. This also independent clause. These two ideas show contrast, so the coordination conjunction but is the best choice. B is incorrect. In English grammar, when two independent clauses are connected with a coordinating conjunction, such as but, we place a comma before the conjunction. So the correct structure is C. 22. See Sonagan composite menu lists in things that have lost their power, which appears in her 10th century account of Japan's courtly life. Pillow book, Shiboman spots run aground, toppled trees, and defeat wrestlers. The correct answer here is A. First, notice the sentence contains two independent clauses. First independent clause, see Sonagan composite menu lists in things that have lost their power, which appears in her 10th century account of Japan's courtly life. Pillow book. Second independent clause is that she bombs boats run aground, toppled tourists, and defeat wrestlers. Since both parts are complete sentences, we need proper punctuation to connect them. Semicolon is correct because joins two closely related independent clauses without using conjunctions. So the sentence should read A is the correct answer. Next question. Why other choices are wrong? B. Lists in. Creates a run on the structure and grammatically incorrect. C. Lists period in. Incorrectly separates the sentence and creates awkward structure. Lists. A colon cannot connect two independent clauses in the context because the second clause is not directly defining or listing the first clause. Next question. Question 27. Photosynthesis is the by which plants use sunlight to turn carbon dioxide and water into nutrition is fueled in part by an enzyme called photosynthesis 2 that harvests energy giving electrons from water molecules. The correct answer here is C. The first is this. Is extra information about photosynthesis. It is a non-essential clause, so it must be enclosed with commas on both sides. The first comma already appears after parenthesis, this. So we need another comma after nutritions. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Why the other answers are wrong? A. Nutritions, missing the closing comma. B. Nutritions and creates an incomplete structure. D. Nutritions dash. And M dash is incorrect because the sentence already began the introduction with the comma and punctuation must take a center. Correct answer is C. Question. Nebraska Governor K.A. Orr, the first woman to serve in that role in the state's history, took office on January 9, 1987. Okay. The correct answer A. The first woman to serve in that role in the state's history is extra information about K.A. Orr. This is called the non-essential phrase. Non-essential information can be separated with M dashes. Since the sentence already ends the extra information with an M dash before took office, this, we must also begin it with an M dash after K.A. Orr. So the correct structure is K.A. Orr, period, or M dash, the first woman. This is why the correct answer here is A. Thank you for your learning. See you in the next lesson.